You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 194.2.7, our Anderson Prep boys basketball postseason preview with head coach Ryan Fathauer, assistant coaches Mike King and Elliott Jackson, and seniors Markus McClain, Zamarion Bryant, Lincoln Fathauer, Camron Anderson, and Kamarieyon Chamberlain.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Welcome, basketball fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Today is March 5th, 2025. It's a Wednesday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengel, and I love Central Indiana sports. Producer Susie is in the control room at headquarters in Jeffersonville. On Tuesday, before I went to Frankton, and we will have a full report from Frankton, I got to meet the Anderson Prep Jets, the story of the year in Central Indiana basketball. Coming into the season, APA had won 17 games over the last 5 years combined. The program's record for wins in a season was 6. They've currently won more games in a row than that. The reason for the turnaround, a strong coaching staff with Ryan Fathauer, assistant coaches Mike King, Elliott Jackson, Shannon Fields, Craig Green, and the 5 seniors who have helped set the standard and achieve new benchmarks at Anderson Prep. I spoke with all of the coaches and the 5 seniors Tuesday at APA, and it was a blast. That is coming up momentarily. APA started the season 4-0, obviously for the first time ever, including wins over county rivals Alexandria and Elwood. Then they had another 4-game winning streak that included wins over Blue River, Tri-Central, and Morristown, basketball programs with a ton of traditions. After a loss to University, the Jets responded, and they are currently sitting at 18-5, more wins than the last 5 years combined, heading into the sectional opener Wednesday against 7-30 Indiana Deaf. Anderson Prep has never won a sectional game. That's about to end on Wednesday. They open the sectional at Broad Ripple against an Indiana Deaf team they beat 85-27 just a couple of weeks ago. It looks like APA is heading for a showdown with crosstown rival Liberty Christian in Saturday's championship. The defending champion Lions beat the Jets 59-57 at Liberty on December 20th. I bet both sides are looking forward to that one. Before we get to Coach Fathauer, King, and Jackson, and Markus McClain, Zamarion Bryant, Lincoln Fathauer, Camron Anderson, and Kamarieyon Chamberlain, please do us a huge favor and subscribe at our YouTube page.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
I am here with the Anderson Prep Jets here in the middle of an historic season. 18 wins when the record for a season was 6. I don't know how many times I've said that this year, that the record was 6. Everybody on our podcast knows that. But incredible season. But now it all starts over. And I heard the conversation here earlier, and I have a question. But first, I want to have everybody introduce themselves.
I'm Lincoln Fathauer.
I'm Zamarion Bryant.
Camarion Chamberlain.
Markus McClain.
Camron Anderson.
These are the 5 seniors on the team, and these are the guys who have been the main catalyst for this year. And I heard your coach talking to you. He was saying, don't overlook a team. But you guys, this school has never won a sectional game for your boys team. No way you guys are overlooking this one, right?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Where you get that dub, you already know.
So what is the focus going in tomorrow night?
I feel like our focus is just going to be defense. We have a lot of tools, I feel like, offensively. So I'm not really worried about that. So I feel if we play defense the way we're supposed to, every team that comes our way is going to be a challenge for them.
Does it help that you guys just played them, or could that be a detriment that you beat them so much that maybe you don't take them seriously, or do you?
I feel like some people that's on the varsity team won't take them as serious since we just played them and beat them how much we did. But, I mean, no matter what, we still have to play serious because if we lose somehow, then it's the last game of the season. So,
I think we can't
Lincoln.
overlook anybody, no matter how good or how bad they are, if we played them or not. But can't really overlook anybody. Once we win it, then we can say whatever.
Yeah. Also, this program was not like historic as it is right now. So all we try to do is get better, make sure we make history this year.
Is it kind of cool to kind of play for the name on the front of the chest when it's kind of been in the past the team that on your schedule that you thought you'd probably beat?
It is.
Yeah, my first couple years, I'd have the jersey on and I'm excited to play, but I'll go into school and they know they're about to beat us by 40 and they're just looking at us like we're dumb. But now, like, we go in places and nobody really,
you're an 18-win team. Everybody's got to take you seriously now.
Yeah.
All right, guys. What point of this season was it? The Alexandria game? Was it the Liberty Christian game? What point of the season were you thinking, "Oh my gosh, we really have something here"?
I would say the first game of the season, Alexandria. As soon as we let off, and then we were down at one point, and we came back up, and it was neck and neck, and then we just knew that we could just win that game, and then I just knew that it was like from there, we got it.
Now this Zamarion Bryant, did I pronounce that right? Zamarion Bryant. Do they call you Z? Because that's what the coaches say when they refer to you. So I'm just going to call you Z from now on, if you don't mind.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. Yeah. So you're going through this season, and it's when did you kind of start to say, not only is it going to be a good season, but it might be an historic season?
I'd say when we hit 4-0 is when my eyes opened, because we had beat some decent teams in the front. So I was like, well, if we could do it now, we could do it the whole season. So I knew we'd have 12 to 15 wins, and then they just kept coming, 50-50 games.
Now you turn your attention to the postseason. We talked a little bit about your first game, but obviously when you win 18 games, everybody's goal is we're going to go win this thing. Is this team capable of winning 3 games and winning a sectional championship?
Yeah. I'm going to just say yeah. People overlook us now. APA, y'all better be ready. I'm not gonna lie.
They underestimate us, just because of the things that happened in the past with basketball. Before we had Coach Fathauer, now they're just seeing us as like we ain't no chumps like we used to. I guess that's how it feels.
Yeah.
Coach, which one of these guys have caused you the most trouble over the last few years?
That one's well, I'm gonna say we can go this a couple ways. Obviously, one, my own kid.
I didn't even think about that. It's got to be him.
I'm the hardest probably on him than anybody. They're all telling me, you need to calm down on Lincoln, calm down on him, But I mean, if we take him out of the equation, we already know Cam over here. He loves to give me problems, but it's all love.
I was told that the question I always ask when I come and talk to the players to see who's going to take the lead is, if there is a party, who would be the center of attention? And they all said Camron Anderson. So is that true? Are you the center of attention at parties?
I like to think no. I'm probably the type of person that's going to sit in the corner.
He a little shy.
Yeah.
Is he?
I'm always trying to be nonchalant, cool.
But is it different on the team? Is he a take control guy?
On the court, dog. Off the court, funny.
Yeah.
Scrub.
One of your players here, one of these guys, I want you to name which one. If you threw up a lob, they're the one is going to get it and put the ball in the basket.
Like Coach King would say, definitely not Lincoln. I'll definitely go to Zamarion Bryant. He got an in-game dunk. And in practice, nice. I threw him a oop one time. He almost dunked the one in the JV. So hey, he definitely can dunk it. So I'll definitely choose him.
Yes, sir. I always say, man, if they just throw it up, I'm going to catch it, just slam it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's what you got to do. It's 2 free points when you can just throw it through the rim.
Yeah, right? Make it more like that's bonus points.
It should have bonus points, shouldn't it? Coach Jackson, just tell me about not individually, but as a team, what's the kind of personality of this team?
The personality of this team is incredibly selfless. I've enjoyed getting to watch these these kids root for each other. Their goal literally is, we have a record board that's right next to my classroom, and almost every single day they talk to each other about how they're going to help each other break each record. So when you look at a team sport and then everybody's trying to set new school records, all-time records, and Cameron's setting assist records by passing the ball to Lincoln, who's setting scoring records. Everybody's trying to block out so that Z can get the rebounding records, and everybody's trying to play hard defense so that Markus can get the steal records. I think it's a really fun and a difference than what I'm used to, and getting to see a team actually set their own personal goals by helping each other. So it's just been really great. Top down, I think, Coach Fathauer has done a really good job of building a team chemistry by letting them bond inside of school, outside of school, doing a lot of special things for them. And I really think they've fed off Coach Fathauer with that. So.
And Coach King has been basically the spokesman of the team this year. And this is a question I asked you the other night, but I wanted to say it in person. If there's an award given to Coach of the Year for boys and girls combined, the Fathauers would have to be what? Number one, top five at least, right?
Oh, number one.
Yeah, like I said the other day, the really good thing about both Josh and Ryan is that they have done things the right way. They show up every day with that kind of lunch pail mentality of let's just get better today. And they've done it through the process, right? And it's not been a quick fix. Like I said the other day, I try not to praise him too much because, I don't want his head to get too big. But
and that does happen.
Oh well, yeah, it can pretty quickly. But they both have done a really, really good job. It also helps that you have players that can do what you need them to do or ask them to do, and we're really lucky. We got 5 guys here among other players, but we've got 5 guys we can just say, hey, let's get this done.
Does is the vibe around school any different based on the success that your teams have had?
Yeah, we're like celebrities when we walk around.
It's crazy. It's like I have little kids come up to me and be like, "Are you going to dunk it? Are you going to dunk it this game?" I'm like,
"Any autographs yet? Anybody asking for autographs yet?"
I signed a pair of shoes.
Nice. Yeah, that's great when the kids line up for autographs, and you guys are heading in that direction for sure.
Nobody in the school can really talk trash. In the past, it would be just dogging on you the whole season. But the girls and boys had good seasons, so no other sport can say anything really.
I'd like to say something to Coach Fathauer. When I took over the job last year, I maybe was wishful thinking a little bit and hoping. I was like, man, we can win 12 games this year. And some people kind of, laughed a little bit, but I really believed it. And, we have pretty much the same core people coming back. We lost some talent last year and some people that I really wish we had for this second year. But then we also talk about, making this season for them, because those seniors from last year set the groundwork for this year. And we didn't win 12 games last year, but we were in a lot of games last year to the point that we could have won 12 games. And it's just, going into this offseason, we were talking about we could win that many games this year. We can win 12, we can win up to 15. Some people thought we were crazy because we won 4 games last year. But then, we started looking at, open gyms and some of the practices. And what I liked more than anything was from day one, the egos were checked at the door. And,
these guys?
Oh, yeah.
No egos?
They may have egos off the court.
Okay.
But when they stepped into the gym, it was just watching them come together for something, bigger than themselves. Like nowhere have we talked about this year. A lot of times you got to worry about those egos and making sure we keep people happy and stuff when you start winning.
Most teams have that.
Yeah. This year it's never been that. One game, Z leads us in scoring. One game Markus leads us in scoring. One game it's Lincoln or Kamarieyon or, but like Coach King has said multiple times this year, it's great when you've got 4 people that can go out and score 20 at any given game. And, that is what I think I'm more proud about. I think Coach Jackson said how well they bond. I'm just proud of them and how they left their egos at the door, and they play for each other so well.
All right, Coach. I asked them this question. Well, I'm going to ask you, is this team capable of winning a tough sectional?
I think we are. Early on, people were talking about, your schedule wasn't great. You guys haven't really played very many people, but, you play who's on your schedule. And for the most part, it's the same schedule as last year that beat us, most of those games. So, I think just watching the growth we had, we played with Liberty earlier in the year.
How much did that kind of – we talked about the Alexandria game and how much confidence that gave you. How much as a coach did that make you say, oh, we can hang with anybody now?
It gave us a lot of confidence, but we know going into it that they're a really good team. We played with them a little bit last year. We had some people in foul trouble in the tournament time last year, and maybe we should have kept some people in, some what ifs, and it kind of got away from us last year in the sectional. And we were determined to show that we could play with them this year. And I know they had some factors or whatever early in the season that maybe they weren't at full strength, some injuries and some other people out. But just watching, like, for example, you talk about the growth and how they can rely on each other. That game, Lincoln was in foul trouble most of the game, didn't play a lot. So they had to rally around the rest of them. Z went out and with cramps the whole fourth quarter when we had that lead. And then, he kind of, we had to rally around him, and we still might have pulled it off. So just watching how much fight these guys have in them. And, after that game, I think they all believed. I think they believed before, but afterwards, I think the confidence boost that they gave, staying with them. But then again, we have 2 more games to worry about before that time comes. And, these guys they don't want their season to end either. So our opponents are going to bring their best.
You have 2 more games. Of course, there's another side of the bracket. Do you guys prefer who you would play if you did get to the championship? Any preferences?
Liberty Christian.
Liberty Christian, man.
That's not a surprise. I know that
F school.
people are going to see it as bulletin board material, but if anybody thinks that's a surprise, they're out of their mind. But you probably wouldn't mind somebody else coming out either.
Well, a lot of times they say, for you to be the best, you got to beat the best. And these guys have a lot of friends at Liberty, and we have a lot of respect for them, their coaches, because we're both from Anderson. All the players, they see each other all the time. So I think it's more of just a friendly rivalry. After the game, they talked about what ifs, if I would have hit this basket, it would have been different, or, whatever. So I think at the end of the day, I think they want to play them. And I mean,
and sure, I think you have their respect as well.
Yeah, I would think so. And sure, we would like to see maybe somebody less talented as Liberty, because they're a great team. But, it might be rightfully so that, if we're going to, make some history and stuff, let's do it the right way.
All right, guys, it's been so nice meeting you. Talk about the pride level you're going to have again wearing that jersey going into this game.
The biggest part of our sectional, but we haven't lost a home game all year, and those last 2 games of the tournament are in our white jerseys. So we get to play in our home jerseys again.
Ooh, that could be big.
And I think that, like, those white jerseys are for real, like, good luck. I'm going to keep it real. I think it's good luck. I mean, I really do.
Coach Jackson and I, before we got together, we're saying that we're talking about the talent level in Anderson. 18 wins for Liberty, 18 wins for APA, 14 wins for Liberty, 20 wins for Anderson. You guys probably see these guys a lot. Talk about growing up in the world of basketball in Anderson and what that's been like.
Well, man, I would say, like, all of us, like, in each other school, like Liberty, Anderson, APA, we all, like, have a connection. So it's like we know they all have talent on the schools that they're at. So it's like it's going to be competitive. It's going to be like we're all going to be pretty good because, like, we played against each other when we were younger. Anderson's a small city.
I can't really speak on Anderson basketball other than the last couple years, but I came from Yorktown, and when I got here, it was just competitive.
I can't really speak on Anderson either. I'm from over there East Illinois. I moved here when I was 2014. I was about 10 years old. I didn't pick up a basketball till probably my freshman year, and I progressed so much from last year to now and over all the years. So,
Troy Lewis was the reason I became a Purdue fan. An old Anderson Indian who you guys probably have never even heard of, Mr. Basketball, one of the all-time greats. Thank you guys so much for your time.
No, I was just saying I know Troy Lewis.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I know Troy. Me too.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. It was really nice to get to know you, and good luck. And, man, it's going to be so much fun watching you guys get a sectional championship.
Be ready. Thank you, man. Be ready. We coming.
Be ready.
Thanks, Camron.
You're welcome.
All right, Coach, last word for you. Just if you don't mind, talk to me about your crew and what this year's meant to you.
This crew means a lot to me. It's just watching them go out in their last few games, and hopefully we can make it last a little longer than in the next few days. But just seeing them come into practice every day in the off season, seeing how much work they've put in these last 2 years to change culture around here, the unselfishness, the giving that they have for each other. It means a lot, and just for the school community, the community and the school in general. You were talking about basketball in Anderson, and I know Anderson. I don't know a lot about Anderson because I'm not from Anderson either, but I know they have a rich history, and I know Don Moyne does a great job over there. I'm good friends with him, and I really respect the stuff he does over there at Anderson. He's really turned that program around, and then Norm over at Liberty has continued to push out success. Just they've had a lot of success in the last few years, and he's really just kind of continued moving in that direction. And just for our program in general, just to be mentioned, going in those directions just means a lot for us, our school, our program in general.
Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you, guys. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much to the Anderson Prep Jets for joining the Central Indiana Sports Report. That was a lot of fun. Thank you in particular to Coach Fathauer, Coach King, and Coach Jackson. And to seniors Markus McClain, Zamarion Bryant, Lincoln Fathauer, Camron Anderson, and Kamarieyon Chamberlain. And thank you for listening. If you're interested in seeing us continue to grow, please go like, subscribe, or follow us at YouTube, Amazon, Apple, SoundCloud, or Spotify. And it would be very helpful if you would share the Central Indiana Sports Report with your friends and family. Thank you. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of IDG Media, and I love Susie.